Hey, hi guys. Good day. Today I'll be talking about the Gotway RS19 Speed. This is just my initial thoughts so far. I've had this wheel for about a couple of days, probably about 4 or 5 days. Not long enough to give a proper review, but enough to get an initial impression in place. One thing that strikes me about this wheel is it reminds me of the early Porsche. So when Porsche came out with the 911, right? Obviously, they had the engine at the back, and that was the worst thing because obviously you were going around corners and the engine was swinging you around, and people were wrapping their cars around trees. And over decades rather, they've managed to refine the 911 to the ultimate sports car. And I believe that is what Gotway is probably doing. Either they know it or they don't. Known with the MSuper shape. First of all, obviously we had the MSuper, the V2, V3, and then it was the MSX, MSP. Now we have the RS. Now I like the RS probably more than any other electric unicycle I have right now. Yeah, I mean I've got the 16X, I've got the V11, the Sherman, and so on and so forth. But one thing that I like about this RS, it's just balanced. It's just right. It looks like it's meant to be used as a tool to get you around. The shape, I guess, the most optimal shape that you can have for an electric unicycle to make use of all of the batteries and motor is to have a box shape. So yeah, in terms of space-wise, I don't think you get any more optimal than having a square. Some people might like it, some people might not. I have grown to like this shape over time. One thing I also like about the RS, obviously, is this cap over here. It's waterproof. As you can see, I've taken it in the rain. Welcome to England. And let me try and take this off. So when you check in here, you got the dual charging port. I always recommend not to go over 8 amps. Maybe 5 and then 3 amp over there. You can charge at 10 amps, but don't go over 8 amps. It just, I don't know, just for safety reasons. You never know. You have the USB port over here. Nice for charging your phone if you run out of battery after a long ride. And obviously the lights. Yeah, those lights look beautiful at night. And one thing about the RS is they've refined it slightly. So if you see in terms of the shape, if you see like this part here, I actually feel the RS is a bit wider than the MSP. We had an MSP here a couple of days ago and we compared it, and this is just ever so slightly wider. I think this panel here is what makes it a little bit wider. I think this size, the top part without the panel, is probably the same size as the MSP, but this is just a little bit wider. The foot plate are also wider as well. We compared it against an MSP, and the foot plates were definitely wider, and flatter as well. So when the MSP first came out, it had this angular pedal shape, which was great for turning, but it wasn't good for long distance travel. So this has dropped a little bit, and this is very, very comfortable. But yeah, so that is just my initial thoughts on the look. But I mean, how does it ride? There's something about this motor. It's so smooth. It's not as torquey as the MSP torque. This is the speed version. It's not as torquey as the MSP torque version, but it has enough torque that you don't miss the torque of the MSP, but knowing that you have that headroom in terms of speed, top speed and power. Yeah, this wheel is fantastic. Is refined. The power delivery is linear and smooth. Yeah, this is the ultimate for me right now. This is the ultimate street wheel. In terms of the weight as well. Obviously, you don't want your everyday wheel to be too heavy, but you still want it to be heavy enough so that when you ride, it feels sturdy. One thing that I forgot to mention, obviously, is if you can see it over here, that button over there, that is a welcome change rather than the the button that we had here for the MSP, which disengages the motor so that you can pick up the wheel without it spinning. So you pick it up, it doesn't spin that much. Well, there's still a little bit of tire rotation, but yeah, it basically doesn't spin at all. And of course, you've got the R light over there. Looks beautiful, by the way. It's got the speakers. I think there's a speaker on the other side, but this just looks beautiful. And this is, you know, as I said, this is just an initial thought. This is not a proper review, but I just had to give a quick feedback. So obviously, some of you guys have probably seen me writing this, and have been asking me questions. But this is like the Porsche 911 rather. This is like the Porsche 911 of the EUC world. They've taken a really bad design and they've continuously refined it over time, and it's getting better and it's getting better. Obviously, this is still, yeah, this is the worst trolley handle in the world. But I'm obviously, yeah, this is part of the MSuper design. I mean, I've seen people put in an additional custom handle around here where you can kind of lift it up, very similar to the InMotions. But apart from this, I think this wheel here is probably the best bargain performance wheel on the market right now. There are other better performance wheel out there, but for the money, for the weight, just for the entire package, if you're looking for an everyday wheel and you live in a city and you are, and you're a medium to advanced level EUC rider, the RS19 Speed. I've not tried the torque version. I might actually like the torque version because I do like leaning hard and accelerating. So the torque version might give me that. But just for the fact that this has enough torque, but has that top end speed as well, I think I might eventually just go back to this, even after trying the torque version of the RS19. All right, so that's my initial thoughts on this wheel. I'll be doing a proper review. I hope I've got enough time. If not, then this is my initial review, and I'll just let other better YouTubers that are good at making reviews do a review for the RS19. But yeah, that's it. If you have any other questions, please leave your comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them for you. All right, thank you guys. Bye.